I would just like to say that if you are a 40 plus woman and you are having a hard time dating, you're not alone. Not all men, I'm not saying every man. I love people, I love good people. But the amount of stuff that I have dealt with just in the last 2 days, it sucks. It sucks a lot. And I wish it was different, but it's not.
Welcome to the wall, ladies. At 40, you're closer to the grave than to a ring, and that's not cruelty, it's arithmetic. The man your age isn't waiting for you. He gets himself a woman 5 or 10 years younger, no drama and no apologies. Today, we'll look at women who learned the hard way what nobody wanted to tell them in time, that men were right. Before we begin, give us a like, subscribe, and leave a comment. That's what keeps us going. Let's get started.
When did men stop menning? When did they stop? Because I just feel like there's so much dead air on these apps. Like when I was dating intentionally 10 years ago, the men did dates that day. Is this like an age thing? Are men just as exhausted as women? I don't know. Anyways, I'm exhausted. I truly thought that once I was dating intentionally, I would be going on like a date every day. That's what I thought. But these men are just like loafing. Anyways, that is my dating update for you. If you guys, can you stop that? If you guys are not following me on Instagram and you want to follow my dating antics, do that. I'm doing it in like more of a polished way over there, and here I'm just doing like casual little updates. But anyways, if you're over the age of 40, man or woman, let me know your experience on these apps because it is hell in there. Okay, here's my breakfast. Amoy is getting her period today or tomorrow, and when I tell you she's the most annoying person on the planet. Okay, bye.
I just ate my bun. Girls, the main reason it's hard to date when you're 40 is because men our age, they don't look good. Number one, they never use sunscreen. That's why their skin looks much more wrinkly. And number two, they drink a lot. Oh my God, most men drink a ton. And they think they look good. They don't. It ages them so much. So it's hard to find a 40 plus year old man for us to date when you are late 30s or 40. And also, if you have your own money, then, I mean, what's the reason to date them, right?
A man with a belly, well-dressed, and financially comfortable has options. He always has. The problem isn't the market. It's you at 42 believing you're still playing in the 25-year-old league. Beauty fades, the years keep moving, but the standards don't come down. She'd rather blame men, that they drink, that they have wrinkles, that they waste time on dating apps. Time collects its debt in silence, without warning or permission. Your best years are already behind you. What's left is the wine, the cat, and the wall, because the wall doesn't forgive.
And we're heading to a world where we're going to have an awful lot of single people in their 40s, an awful lot. And the reality is, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, is that's going to be fine for men because they can have babies until they drop dead.
Yeah, and they're going to go they're always going to go for younger women.
And they're going to go for younger women, and they'll have more money, and that'll be fine. And there'll be this sort of lost generation of women in the middle. And that's not going to be good. And the women in the comments are going to absolutely hate me for saying that. But I think it's a reality, and you need to wake up. Because if you don't wake up, it's going to get too late.
We get along really well. And I also think the older you get and you're out dating, the more you like, people are fucked up.
I hear crazy stories.
Like, why are people so fucking crazy?
I hear
like the men get stranger, they get weirder, they get more toxic, they get just all of it. I'm like, it's terrifying. And
I always say if something happens between Ryan and I swear to you, I'm not joking. I'm like, okay, I'm going to dive into like be really like helicopter mom with all these kids. I'm going to get a bunch of cats.
Yeah,
and I'm just
you're
like,
done.
I'm going to go live in some
Tapped
house
out.
somewhere with my cats.
Right?
And where are all my kids?
Well, I also thought it was really interesting how somebody said to you, they were like, I'm concerned about how, like, I don't know what the words were, but how into like you and your husband are like so obsessed with each other.
Obsessed.
Which
I love it.
How can anyone think that that's a bad thing?
You know what people need to understand, and they just don't. My ex-husband and I, no joke, and I'm just gonna. This is not. I'm not exaggerating. So like the holidays come around, and you know, before Thanksgiving, the lights start going up in the neighborhoods and everything. And I would sit my ex-husband down, and I would swear to you, for years, I would say, the lights are going up. You know what this means? And he'd be like, I know. And that meant like, you have to at some point go on a date with me. I just want to go on one date. And I'd always tell him, I want to hold hands. I want to go get a coffee.
Yeah.
And I want you to take me out on a date. And that was always around like the holidays. We'd have one date.
At least she's honest and admits that a certain number of women will end up alone. A man's prime begins after 28 because that's when his financial life starts to come together. This gives him more opportunities. Add to that the fact that if he takes care of his physique and his appearance, with a good haircut that fits his face, that man has far more options. Another thing is that age tends to show more on women. Older men often become more attractive, their testosterone is more noticeable, and they project that confidence that comes with maturity. That's why you see women in their 30s looking to date men in their 40s.
Hi, so quick story time and a couple of questions. I'm officially back on the dating scene, which I should not have left, to be quite honest with you. So what I would like for you guys is I'd like to know how the single people out there are dating right now. Are you doing apps? Are you going to like socials, or are you meeting people like out and about? I'm 48 years old. So I don't typically go out like that anymore, but it is very hard dating in your 40s. And it's very hard putting yourself back out there. And number one, it's very hard not settling for something that seems very easy, but you know deep down that it's not for you, and you have to keep going. So, guys, let me know what you guys are doing for dating, and give me some advice. I am on one dating app. That's how I got some dates last time, but I don't know. Hit me up.
Hell to the no, to the no, 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 no. Hell no.
Not settling. At 48. Single. Asking strangers on the internet for advice. The problem isn't that she settled for too much. The problem is that she never settled at all. She rejected stability, chased excitement, and time sent her the bill. Now she's looking for the same man she passed on 20 years ago, except she's carrying 20 more years herself. A good garden doesn't appear on its own. It takes work, watering, and care from the beginning. If you spent your best years picking flowers instead of planting them, don't be surprised to reach 48 and find yourself standing on dry soil.
Women.
I'm a single woman in her 40s. Have I downloaded every dating app? Yes. Have I deleted every dating app? Yes. Have I downloaded every dating app again? Yes. Have I deleted every dating app again? Also yes. I'm a single woman in her 40s. Hang out with me tonight? No, I'm gonna need 5 to 7 business days notice. Actually, this is the end of December, so let's shoot for February 15th. I'm a single woman in her 40s. Go looking for love? No, I'm gonna need Mr. Right to teleport into my living room. Thanks. I'm a single woman in her 40s. Do I want you in my life? Maybe. Do I need you in my life? Absolutely not. I'm a single woman in her 40s. Stay over tonight? I'm gonna need you to actually call yourself a lift and lift yourself right on out of my house so I can get a good night's sleep. I'm a single woman in her 40s. I'm going to need to see this signed permission slip from your therapist before you approach me romantically. I'm a single woman in her 40s. If a man wants to, he will. No, actually, if a man won't, I'll find someone who will.
Gotcha, bitch.
Some dating advice for my ladies who are over 40. I actually suggest that you lie about your age on the apps and get under the 40 threshold, because a lot of dumb men, ageist men, will filter you out without really giving it a second thought. But this way you can prevent yourself from getting filtered out. And what I do is I always tell the truth. I don't always tell the truth. If I think on the first date that I'm going to want to see the guy again, I do tell him the truth. If I think it's going nowhere, then there's no point because there won't be a second date. But when I have told the truth, you'd be shocked at the number of men who really don't care and actually like appreciate that you did that, because otherwise they wouldn't have seen you on the dating app. And so I 100% always get a second date. Then you don't have to worry about it ever again. And when they book a flight for you, you know, they know your birthday. But to the men watching this, do you care if a woman lies about her age by a year or two and she tells you the truth on the first date? I want to hear your thoughts.
Damn!
Well, good luck finding that man. Look at how women think. They believe they become more beautiful with age, when they believe the opposite is true. Men age like wine, women age like fruit. Don't you see how some of them use tricks when dating, having to hide their age because men won't match with them? They really don't. Like I said, a 40-year-old man can easily date a woman who is 5 or 10 years younger than he is.
Dating can be so frustrating. We could be talking to multiple guys, and guess what? End up with no one at the end. Some guys are just not capable of taking the lead of just being like, let's go out, let's do something. Instead, they'd rather just be like, oh, I'll see you there, because they know you're part of this organization or you're part of like this group or whatever, that you go on a weekly basis or on a monthly basis. Like, what happened to real men courting women? Like, I want that man. Like, I want my husband to be capable of saying, hey, I want to take you out. Let's go this day. If I say I can't make it that day, be like, okay, what about that day? There's always a way around it, and we can always communicate to make sure to make things happen. And nowadays, guys, if they hear we can't, I'm busy, but like, how about another time? And for them, it's over. Like, and it's just like, okay, I'll see you around. Like, what is this?
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Dating fatigue is real, but my after 40 gang, are you not tired? The online dating thing is exhausting. The DMs, hi, hey beautiful, hey handsome. Then you exchange numbers, move to WhatsApp, you start chatting. Before you even meet, it fizzles out. No explanation, just silence or that message. Sorry, we're not aligned. All the best in finding love. Yo. And maybe if you're lucky, it actually becomes a date. But after that, nothing. So now, I want to know.
Ladies, life is short. You're looking for men on dating apps. This is for exchanging a few messages and then seeing whether we go out or not. You used to complain before, and now you've entered the attention marketplace. Men have little attention to give a 40-year-old woman. They understand she's not worth their time. If you immediately tell him you're busy, he won't sit around waiting for you. He'll move on to the next one. But what can I tell you, gentlemen? This is the market, my friends. We've reached the end, but before we go, the questions are for you. Do you think a 40-year-old woman should lower her standards? Or does she have the right to keep demanding the same things she did at 25? At what age do you think a man reaches his prime in the dating market? If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Your support means a lot to us and motivates us to keep creating more content. Stay tuned for the next video from the wall.